Brenton, the chickens came home to roost on a couple of law firms in the United States. By the way, full disclosure, these are firms that are on the other side of everything I do. Okay, these are corporate firms that represent anybody for the right amount of money. It doesn't make any difference what they've done. They can engage in manslaughter, they can commit fraud, but Trump is after them, right? Tell us that story.
Yeah, so there are a number of firms, specifically ones that helped Jack Smith and also ones that helped the Democratic National Committee in 2016, that Trump has issued executive orders saying that they are not allowed to receive government jobs. If there are any grants given to them, that he's going to retract those grants. And he's also issued something to for law firms in general, saying that if they're involved in DEI whatsoever, basically they can't step foot into the federal government buildings, and that he's going to make sure that their life is not easy.
Can I tell you something? I love it. Okay, the firms we're talking, Covington Burling. I have never seen a corrupt corporation that Covington Burling did not say, pay us $1 million, baby, and we'll represent you. I don't care whether it's a drug. These were the opioid people. These are people who defended the opioid industry that was killing 150 people a day. These are the same people, by the way, Eric Holder, people miss this about Covington Burling, and it really surprised me when I saw the story. There was no mention that Eric Holder runs that firm for all practical purposes, the past Attorney General under Obama. This is the guy who said to HSBC, after they were caught laundering money for drug cartels and terrorists, they had laundered about $100 billion worth of money. Eric Holder says, I'm not going to put anybody in jail. We had everything we needed to put him in jail. Everything. Instead, he hits them for $1 billion, $1.6 billion fine. This is a firm I hope Trump really does take a look at. And I mean, that's a personal standpoint. And the other firm, go ahead and pick it up from there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm not here to defend the people that they defend.
Yeah.
But the real issue at hand is no matter who you are, right? Think about this Shakespearean quote, if you're going to become a king, you got to kill all the attorneys, right? Lawyers are there to safeguard First Amendment protections for all individuals, whether you're a murderer or whether you're a victim, whether you're a bad guy that we go against every day or whether you're the good guys like us. But our system of government affords everyone attorneys. And if you try to silence and scare people and scare these firms, not even allow them into federal buildings, we have federal courthouses, they got to be able to get to their cases, then you are enacting a type of restraint onto these firms, these private organizations and private individuals that's impeding on their First Amendment right to speech.
Let me come back with something, okay? Talking about now I agree with that. I don't, just because somebody says I'm entitled to representation doesn't mean I have to do it.
That's correct.
And if somebody comes to me with $1 million and said, you know, I have a product, a pharmaceutical that's killing 1,000 women, well, you're on your own, baby. I ain't going to take that case. It's my choice. These folks choose to do that. Their day for a great day is to say, wow, we kept 1,000 people from recovering any money after the company we represent killed their family or created an injury that's so serious that it'll never recover from. So these are the people who do that. So as I look at it, I don't really care. You know, I don't really care in this particular instance. I hope Trump tramples them. I hope he tramples them, Brenton.
So here's where I'll push back. Okay. So for law and society, we should really care. Because no matter, just like I say, no matter what the speech is, it has to be protected because we are a society that is based off of these protections, right? We didn't want to be a place like in England and in Europe where the king could dictate what people say and where any publication had to run it through the government organization to make sure that they were fine with it. And from a moral perspective, you know what? I too hate these law firms for those reasons, but that's not why Trump in the executive orders is saying it. He's saying that he doesn't like them because they helped his political foes.
I get it.
Right?
I get it.
So if it's for those reasons, morally, I would agree with you, but I'd still say legally and for our society, it's a bad thing. But even morally on this aspect, it seems a little bit risky for him to say, just because you were against what I thought or what I believe now, you shouldn't
Look,
be able to
okay,
exercise your
so,
freedoms.
Okay, let me help you with the argument. Let me help you with that argument.
Come on.
I don't buy
Come on to
into-
my side, Pat. Come on.
I don't buy into it. But look, here's what Farron says all the time, and he's right about it. He says, today, this is Republicans. Tomorrow, it's the Democrats. And if the Republicans set the standards, the Democrats are going to embrace those standards, or the same way, Democrat or Republican. So there is that. But I know you well enough to where if a corporation that's slaughtered by way of, or stole gazillion dollars from mom and pop in Wall Street scams, if they came to you and say, is this one you want to handle? You would say, hell no. Go somewhere else. And if they put $1 million, $2 million, $3 million in front of you, you would still say hell no. That's the way this law firm is built. We represent people on the other side of that V. So I don't know. I have zero sympathy here. But I do get your social argument. Everybody deserves defense, but it doesn't have to be you, right? It has to be these people who choose to say, yeah, this really fits my character. This is who I am. When a corporation poisons an entire ecosystem like BP, destroys an entire ecosystem, I'm the person to call because, you know what? I'll do anything for the right amount of money. That's the problem I got with this story.